I've been shooting at ducks for so long, there's no need for the pawn. Luigi, my chessboard, see the green magic perform. Go and cluck, stupid fuck, upset me, watch me buck. Yes, I'm young, but this GQ big units, these dear rappers.
Call me without my headphones on. All right. All right. Greetings. So, I just want to jump into this video real quickly about success. And I want to do, not want to, I will be doing like a different, like a series of different things of obtaining success, of what success really means. I might be adding a few things, but so far I have 7. So, for example, the different topics I wanted to dive into separately about success is, of course, when you want to obtain success, and let's break down the word success for a minute, right? So, success in general is, or the basic definition is, favorable or prosperous termination of attempts or endeavors, the accomplishments of one's goals. All right, that's one. Another one is an attainment of wealth, position, honors, etc. All right, a performance or an achievement that is marked by success, as by the attainment of honors. Okay, or a person or thing that has had success as measured by attainment of goals and wealth. So the point is outcome, obsolete, obtaining whatever it is that you specifically desire in a bountiful or an abundant way. I think I just said another definition, but point is that is success, right? Excuse me. And of course, everybody has their own success of what success really means to them. Let's be clear. Success specifically does not have to be about strictly money. All right. Everybody has been on this wave of, or brainwash in my vocabulary, of success being meaning money, 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 money. Success don't have to always be money. Success could be a successful family, because that family is always loving and always together and always on one accord. Okay. Successful employment. That person has always had success just having that one job that they really love doing, and they stayed at that job for X amount of years or X amount of time. All right. Success can be a person that is successful in their joy. They're always joyful, no matter how much you see them in pain, no matter how much they've been through, they are always joyful. That is success. No matter what it is, you are successful, you are bountiful, you are abundant in any and all that you do or say or think. All right. So my breakdown of success in, for example, business, for anything specifically, really is, for one, discipline, budgeting, dedication and determination, embodiment of lifestyle, goal planning, and intention writing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 to 7 steps of success. So the first one we're going to do today is discipline. All right. And we're going to focus on each proper step to success, because you can't have success without discipline. That's a code of a behavior, a certain way, or an obedient state that you're currently in. You have to be disciplined. If you're not disciplined in the current state of your own behavior, or the code that you live by, the regulations, the direction, the order, or the specific control that you're currently putting yourself into, to remain disciplined and focused, because without discipline you cannot be focused. All right. Without focus, you can't be firm and foundational in all that you are doing, and especially what you say. Especially what you say. That's very strong, man. You got to be real careful of what you say, because you have to back it up. You have to be firm. You have to be disciplined within your actions, and to deliver such focus for you to provide that success within your own life, and of course whatever it is that you're specifically doing. So point is, what are you doing with that discipline? How do you become disciplined? How do you specifically, or why are you disciplined? More so, You have to find a why in everything that you're doing, in all the things that you're doing, because without a why, there's no purpose. Without a purpose, there's no drive. You have to have a drive in order to find that, to know your purpose. Once you fully know the reason for you being disciplined, and the reason you have to stay focused, that drive will kick in so automatic for you, because you want it so badly. You want it so badly versus you needing to do something. When you need to do something, it becomes like a chore, and if it's not a fun chore, because no chores are fun, or no chores are wanted to do. But if that chore is not at least fun, you're not going to be interested to do any chore specifically it may be. Right? So there's Ali, for example. Ali wanted to box. He wanted to be better. He wanted to do these things. He wanted to be just a great man, a great fighter. Just looking from the outside in, just by observing him, his fights, his documentaries, he wanted it. He wanted to be the greatest ever. He wanted that. What was his discipline? His discipline was making sure he goes to practice. He goes to training every day. His discipline was at a standpoint mentally that nobody won't ever beat me down mentally and physically, because of course he was in I don't want to say a different time, because whatever that was going on in his time is happening currently at this time right now. The only difference is that the people or the elders in that generation was so much more outspoken and they was easily heard, versus us, where we are very outspoken but easily distracted and swept under the rug. So that's the only difference right there to me. But whatever, let's continue. So Ali, he was disciplined to the fact where it was just like, man, nobody's gonna outtrain me. Nobody's gonna beat me in this ring. Nobody's gonna outwork me. Nobody's gonna outpunch me. Nobody's gonna out technique me. Nobody's gonna do nothing. Nobody. That's his mentality. Even though there's always someone out there to rival you, that's just the mentality you have to face. And you have to go out there. And what did he do? He taught it. He taught it hard. He said it to your face. He was a man about his. He said it to your face. When he got in that ring, he proved it to you. Because he was disciplined. He was focused. He was determined. The direction he chose to take, he didn't even look twice back to say, man, do I want to do this? He didn't even look back twice. He's just like, I got this. I know I can do this. And mentally wise as well, too. It wasn't so much, for example, a brother just beating down another brother. It was his competitive spirit, yes, that drove him and helped him become disciplined, because he had that competitive edge on him. That is just like, man, I'm very good at this. Like I could really do something. And on top of that, I wanna show my talents. I want to do something competitive. So he showed it. He embraced it. But on top of that, again, going through the going through that era specifically, what necessarily would be the normal outlet for a black man, an African man at that time, to really express himself? Okay, it wasn't so much windows. You had the blues at the time. We was just breaking the barrier, but a lot of our songs were still being stolen and taken, and then sung by white singers at that time. It was still happening at that time, whether people knew it or not. When he was started boxing, when he was going out there boxing, it was happening. You had, you have football with Jim Brown, but at the same time, this is in the 60s, late 50s. We wasn't really welcome like that in sports yet. Some of us crept through the grapevine, but it's not like how it is now. where there's a full team of African people, like a full team, and like one white person, and that person's from, is from either Nebraska if it's football, or Cali, or Idaho, Boise State or something. And then basketball, you got a white boy from Croatia, Argentina. Well, Argentina's Hispanic people, or Latin, but you get my drift. They're from everywhere else all across the world, and it's just like it's not like how it was before. We are sport competitive dominant now versus at that time when it was just a few of us, because they kept the gates locked for a very long time. They tried to hold it, and we burst through that opening at the time through sports, specifically sports, or through anything really after a certain point in time. But the point is that at that time, what was the other outlets Ali could have really got himself into to really show and express his creative expression? Not many. Not many. But the one area, of course, which he refused to go to was the military. It was wide open for that. Oh yeah, enlist, join, let's fight. See what I'm saying? And of course, if you wasn't an activist at the time, you played sports, or you was a preacher boy, or you was a preacher. Like these were that's all you could have. Those are the only avenues you could really get into. It's not like now where you could do construction, you could do welding, you could open up a business, you can do this and do that, you could do real estate, you could go here, you could go out of state, out of country, education. You could get a little, you get a little bit of that. But it ain't gonna be like at that time where it's like, get out of here, boy. Like, it ain't gonna be none of that. Definitely ain't gonna be none of that. It's not gonna be no just open discrimination, and you have a whole building or room or city pinpointed at you. It's different. It's different. They're not that bold. Some of them will do it, but they're not that bold. Mentalities have changed over time within some of us. But the main point is he had the discipline to find it within himself to say that he's going to be successful in competitive boxing. Among others, Sonny Liston, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, and of course, as the years went on, the Evander Holyfields, the Mike Tysons, the Oscar De La Hoyas, the Sweet, it's not Sweet Lou. Is it Sweet Lou? Go call him Sweetness. I'm just gonna call him Sweetness because you know who I'm talking about. But the point is that these boxers are just these specifically athletes. They found the discipline to train their bodies and to be more within themselves. They found that discipline. And I'm not just speaking specifically on sports, people in sports. We could go to people in business. If you want to cite Jay-Z, cool. You could cite Jay-Z. Because he was disciplined enough to do music, take the music, flip it, and put it into his own. And look where he's at now. Same thing with Sean Combs. The same thing with I'm trying to name some prestigious names here versus the normal, okay? But the Richard Wrights, okay, he was a great author, he was a great poet. Okay, he was very successful in what he was doing specifically. All right, very successful, very, very successful because he was disciplined in his writing, his creativity. Richard Wright, look him up. J.A. Rogers, that was another gentleman, that was another author, another writer. Very disciplined in his work. Very, very knowledgeable in his work as well too. Horace Butler, that's another one. Very disciplined because the information that they provided through their books, you had to be very diligent in the knowledge that you're providing and the knowledge that you are obtaining within yourself as well too. Because it's not because that you know that this is real or this factual. It's the fact that you know that is needed for everyone else to know. You know that you want to share this information. You know that something in you is like, man, all of this is true. All of this is fact. It's there. It's in the books that they're researching in or providing in. And these are historians, by the way, on top of that too. J.A. Rogers, Horace Butler. So they were disciplined enough to dedicate their lives and their time to provide such information to the masses, and not many people know them. Everybody's stuck on W.E.B. Du Bois and some of these other people, and behind the scenes, they hated us. They hated us. You know, they hated their own kind. Mandela was very racist. He hated his own kind. And many people cite him as this holy man, this great guy. You know, he loved everybody. Sorry, not Mandela. Excuse me. I apologize. Gandhi. Wow. I apologize. Gandhi. Nelson Mandela was a different breed, but yes. We got to look into these people that we look up to on top of that too. Sidebar. We gotta really look into these people that we cite as good people for our people or trophies. You know, they're hung up as trophies. What about the ones nobody know about? Why we don't know about them? Why we don't know about Horace Butler and J.A. Rogers? Why we don't know so much more about Marcus Garvey? We gotta really search for information regarding Marcus Garvey. We gotta really search. If you go out there now and you research Huey Newton, why do we only know about him being this radical? Oh, he hates all white people, and then he was killed. That's the off top. That is the information that's provided to us. So we gotta really look into these people of our color, of us. Okay, we got to be disciplined enough to provide and know this information, because you got to teach your children this one day. Because one day your child may walk in and say they got a history project or they got an essay and they got to write it on such and such. In the back of your head, you know exactly what such and such is and what such and such did. And then when your child relays the information that they was taught in school about that person, and you know damn well they wrong, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? Are you going to be disciplined enough to provide them the correct information? Are you going to be disciplined enough to say, no, that's not the correct information. Here is a book. I want you to read that, or I'll read it with you. Here is some information. Boom. Does that sound like the same guy that was taught to you in school? Provide them that fact. So it's not just, oh, my daddy said, my mommy said, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my friend said. It's not off he said, she said. It's off of facts that was there provided to you. So this is along the lines of discipline, because when you provide this discipline and you provide these statures, okay, within yourself, within others, you see the success that begins to be fueled. Regardless of what level of success you may think success is, you have to have discipline. You have to be obedient to what your plan is, to what your execution is, your end game is. You have to be disciplined to what success to you is. Success to you may be 9 to 5, getting a pension or getting your 401k and owning a house or two and then living the good life. That's success for you. That's not success for me. For my life, nah. That's not success for me. Do I want much? Not really. Nah. But I know exactly what I want and need. And I know for sure, me working a 9 to 5 is not part of that plan for the rest of my life. No. Nah. I'm more of the entrepreneurial owner kind of energy frequency. That's what I'm really on. So I'm disciplined in that. But every owner, entrepreneurial leader has gone through these steps of working the 9 to 5. unless they was hereditarily passed down information or passed down businesses and such and such. That's a different story. That's a different topic. But I'm just talking about the people that's in my shoes. For those that have went through these steps. For those that have went and made and concreted themselves in these kind of process to be more disciplined. So always remember, if you're disciplined within your positivity, you're disciplined within yourself, you're going to always have success.
The green magic perform, go and cluck, stupid fuck upset me, watch me buck. Yes, I'm young, but this GQ big units, these dead rappers, so what? Box 'em in, right? And now